Hey guys, welcome back to the Vintage Robin's Nest. I thought I'd jump on here and paint up a couple of things from the last video. It's been a busy time. Had a lot of stuff going on. Into school. No longer have school. We're on vacation. Summer vacation. Just really busy. So we had a death in the family, and yeah, so I'm just going to get on here today while it's kind of quiet in the house and get some of this stuff painted up. So today I'm going to be using Dixie Belle Fluff. It's a white, and the Paint Pixie paintbrush number 10. This one's synthetic. The other ones that I use is the natural bristles. So I haven't used this yet, so we'll see how it goes. In the last video I showed you these canisters that was given to me. I went ahead and took the bands off. This stuff my sister picked up for me at a thrift store. So we'll see how they turn out and get this going here. I will put probably 2 coats on this, stress it back with some 220 sandpaper, then I'll put a wax coating on it, and take them up to the shop up at the Antique Mall. It won't be very much. This one will probably be $4.99 and the big one will probably be $6.99. I just love to do this stuff. It just really relieves the stress. And before this, I was a crocheter. I crocheted a lot. Made lots of patterns, lots of Christmas gifts. When I got into painting, I kind of hung my needle up and just decided that this was my new thing. Works up pretty quick. Now, when I get stuff from the thrift store, I do clean each piece with water, warm water, and Dawn dish soap. And for the things that have tough grease on it, or other things, you know, that's kind of greasy that the dish soap and water doesn't do, I use scrubbing bubbles. I'm not going to paint the inside of this because it does have like a coating on the inside so that you can store food in there. I don't know when these was for sale. If anybody knows what year these things came out, leave it in the comments. I'd never seen them before until my sister brought them to me. There's the first coat on that. Like I said, I'll let that dry and put a second coat on it. Sand it down. And then give it a wax coating. The lid also has a sealer on the some kind of coating on the inside. I just love Paint Pixie brushes. I just became a seller for them. So you can either get a hold of me on Facebook or go up to the Antique Mall. I have a few up there. There's a lid. See, it works up pretty fast. And then we'll do this big one, get it? I would probably put flour and sugar in these. Doesn't take very much paint at all. This is chalk paint, Dixie Belle chalk paint. Sometimes you don't have to put a full 2 coats on. You can put what they call a 1.5 coat. But I just pick up things from the thrift store, garage sales. Just a second, someone just came in. Okay, sorry guys. Christine and them, I thought they went to Wichita, but they went shopping first, so they brought in some groceries. So, wasn't expecting anybody. I just was kind of startled that somebody came in the front door. So we'll get this first coat of this on here, and then we'll move on to the next item. Chalk paint's really, really good for plastic, wood, metal, glass. I've got a few cute projects that I want to do here as soon as I get caught up on all this painting and get my booth filled back up. It's getting pretty low. Some other type of stuff other than just painting. Do some stenciling and where I sell my upcycled stuff, refurbished stuff. They asked me if I would be interested in doing a class to teach how to do this, and I was like, I'm not good at this, I just started. But they keep telling me, yes, I am good enough. So, I don't know. They want me to start in June, but everything that's happened this month, I think I'll hold off maybe until July. I will let y'all know that later, if I end up doing that. Okay, so that's first coat on the big one. And let's get this lid done. The trick to painting, if you're painting on metal or glass, plastic, you put your first coat down, and then when you do your second coat, you do it lightly because these are water-based, so it reactivates the paint, and it can like come off. Your first coat can kind of smear with the second coat. So you just do real light strokes, real like feathered, like you're painting with a feather, and that'll keep that from coming back off. Okay, so there's the second lid. Alrighty, so the next thing that I want to paint is this picture frame that I have. This paint dries pretty fast. Oh, I didn't do the top of this. So we'll do the top of this real fast. Got some, the picture frame's got some beautiful detail in it. I don't know if I will keep the picture in it or if I will sell it just without a picture in it. Okay. I think I'll move these over here so that I have more room for the frame. If you get this stuff all over your hands, it just washes off with water. Okay, so this picture frame I also showed in the video. And it's just got some real pretty detail. So, let's scoot back just a little bit here. And I think I might point you guys down just a little bit so that you can see it. I'll do this top edge first. I will wet distress this back because it's like a plastic frame, maybe. It's not wood. I think I will get my paint pixie brush, my little Frenchie out. It's really good for getting in all them little holes and stuff. I always get my paintbrushes wet. And I didn't tape off the glass because it's just as easy to come back with a razor and fit off the edges and stuff. Move that out of the way. See, this little Frenchie just gets right down in all them little detailed. So that I will wet distress this back and bring back some of that gold and some of the maroon color or whatever, reddish color, whatever it is. I'll switch back to this other brush for the big parts. has more coverage at once. But with some, the foam glass cleaner, you just spray it on and let it set for a second. It reactivates that paint that's on the glass. It comes off really, really easy. This side over here. And we'll finish with the detail. Really doesn't take that long to get something painted. It's just the waiting in between for it to dry. Because I'll let this dry for a couple of hours before I put the second coat on. These little Frenchies are really good for like chairs, if you have to hand paint chairs, the spindles and stuff like that. Really, really good, which I've got some out in the garage now that I need to get painted, so we will see. This is my thrift haul number 6 painting. And I'm just going to do one coat, I believe, on the detailed work here. And then I'll come back and do 2 coats on the rest of it. Go ahead and get this end edge. Okie dokie. And I'll do my baggie trick while I'm waiting for this to dry. And I'm going to go ahead and let this dry and do the second coat, and then I will come back and join with you guys as I'm doing the sanding and the wet distress, so that you can see how they turn out. I put my paintbrushes in a baggie in between so that they don't dry out. Alrighty, I will see you in a bit. Hey guys, I'm back. While I was waiting for this second coat to dry on this picture frame and these canisters, I decided to paint this little rooster that I have, and I thought I would just kind of let you guys come along. I'm using the little Frenchie paint pixie brush and see all this detail work. I decided to use, I think this is champagne, Dixie Belle pink champagne, and thought I'd just let you guys watch me paint it. This thing just really does good with the details. I just love this brush. Just gets in all these. I will put 2 coats on this Rooster. And then I will wet distress some of the terracotta back. And then I think I'm actually going to use it on my dining room table. Because he is just too cute. This was a family member's. And I'm going to keep this for myself. But takes no time to paint it. Get all that detail work done. I try, and if the piece that I'm painting is dark, I go with the light color. If it's light, I go with a dark color. But that took me about a total of 5 minutes to paint, and this is just adorable. I just love this. He's gonna be so cute. Wet distressed back, and he's done. Isn't he cute? I like it. Okay, I'll come back here in about an hour, and we will wet distress this picture frame. See you in a bit. Okay guys, I'm back, and while I was waiting for some of this to dry, I went ahead and painted this. This was white. It was in the last video also. And I painted it a farm fresh green. So somebody will really like that for their flowers or centerpiece on their kitchen table. So I'll sand that back and wax it, and it'll be good to go. So I think we're ready to do the wet distressing. And what I do here is I just get one of those microfiber rags that you can get at Dollar Tree, Walmart, Dollar General, any of those. And I just get it warm. And you just, wherever you want it stressed back, you just wipe it. Wipe it back. A little bit of rubbing until the paint gets kind of reactivated. Wet distressing is most of the time so much easier than having to worry about sandpaper, especially if you got a sand in the house. I'm just gonna bring some of this back. And get my rag where I want it. It's just taking it off of the high points. It just kind of brings it back a little bit. will do most of this off camera. Just so you guys won't be bored with it. I'll go in here and just do this in spots. Just to kind of pull back some of that. And if you end up with too much off and you don't like it, just let it dry and add some more paint onto it. If it takes off a little more than what you was planning. So that's kind of how I will stress it back. I won't do all of it here on camera because it will take a little bit. So after I stress a little bit of these and show you how to do it, then I'll come back later and show you the waxing. And then see with the Rooster, I'll just come back and just run over this just a little bit. Get back just a little bit of that terracotta. And it'll bring it back like that and just kind of stress it a little bit. So that's how I do that with the wet distressing. And then I'll just show you on a lid, just a little piece of sandpaper. Just kind of wherever you want it stressed, much or as little. I usually only use the sandpaper on the wood. On bigger pieces, you can take a sanding sponge, and after you've used it really good, and don't throw it away because you can use just a piece of sandpaper and wrap around it, and you can stress that way also, that way. So but for me, I'm just going to use this little piece here and just run across it really fast. Just stress it back. Now after you get done and you have it the way you want it, you just use a wet, warm rag and wipe it down. Going around this knob here. Just give it some stress. And I'll just take a wet rag, wipe it back a little bit, get the dust off of it. Now if you get paint on something that you didn't plan on painting, just take a white rag or a wet rag and that paint will come right off. It kind of got on my lip here, so just taking it off of the lip. I didn't want the inside of this to have paint on it because it seals the jar. But this paint has no VOCs, so it's not harmful. So, I mean, it's easy to clean up your edges and stuff like that. You get it on. Okay, so that's all it is for stressing. And I will be back after I get these all stressed up. And I will show you how to use wax. So, I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, I'm back with the Vintage Robin's Nest, and we're going to wax this picture frame. This is Dixie Belle's Best Dang Wax, and I've used quite a bit of it, but I've done over 100 pieces with it. So you just get a little bit on your brush and wipe it on. A little bit goes a long ways. This will seal it. Now what I'll do is I'll wait a couple of hours, and then I'll just take a dry t-shirt. I save my t-shirts and cut them up. And come back and buff it. But that's really all there is to it. You just take it and slap it on there. Okay, and then something else I was going to show you with this frame was how to get the paint off of the glass. It's a lot easier if you use the spray, the foam window cleaner, because it's not liquid and it doesn't run as bad. And paper towels. And then I have a little scrape thing here. And it just comes off real easy. See that? How easy that's coming off? have a little bit that's gets up in there, just work with it, it'll come off. Big pieces over here in this trash can. Okay, and then just that's all there is to it. Now, if you was going to take the frame out of it, or the picture out of it, then you could do all this without the glass in it. But it just is easy when you're going to leave the picture in. And that just takes care of it just like that. So here is the finished picture. All the pretty detail is back. Okay. Set that aside and let that wax dry. And then I'll buff it. Okay, so now we're going to do this chicken, and I have some Waverly clear wax. I'm going to use it on this chicken, and it's kind of liquidy. So I'll just take it. Actually just kind of paint it on this rooster. Let it dry for, oh, probably about an hour. And then I'll do the same. Just come back with a t-shirt. And buff it. This Waverly you just get at Walmart. They do have a lot of different paint colors in the Waverly brand. I've used a couple. Used the lavender and blue and the rhubarb. That's a pretty pink. I did a vase in that. A glass vase, actually. And then I stressed it back where you could see parts of the inside of the vase. Kind of was cool looking. So, I'll just put that on that chicken like that. I guess it's a rooster. just let him dry. And then these lids, I want to go ahead and use this on these canisters also. And just brush it on. Wait about an hour. And wipe it back with a clean t-shirt. There's one lid. Oops. Some on my table. Now, if you have something that's going to be heavily used, like a tray or even this here, I'll wait a couple of hours and I'll come in and I'll buff it and then go ahead and put another coat of the wax on it and then let it dry. Holy crap, I was trying to figure out who was coming in the house. Okay, so I'll let y'all go. That's how you do it though. We'll talk to you the next time. Okay, I thought I would jump back on here and explain my, holy crap. My roommate and her daughter hasn't parked in the driveway for a couple of weeks and come in the back door, so she decided to park in the driveway tonight. And so I thought somebody was wiggling the doorknob. It is dark here now. But it was just then. So, I finished doing the canisters. And I started doing this little picket fence, putting the wax coat on it. And I think I've got everything painted, stressed, and waxed that I wanted to get done today. So, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. If you like what you see, and you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And hit the like button if you liked this video. Until next time, guys. See you later. Bye.